Hi.
I have food this time. Look, I got food.
You had food last time.
I had the fucking tongue tinglers last time. I don't know if that counts.
By the way, first, wait, before we do anything. Three.
Somebody said the idea that the
Three.
lens was...
On.
It's so hard to
One,
sync both.
two,
You just sync the one.
1, 3.
There you go. I clapped in spirit. Another Saturday, another day.
Stop
another
dating
pod,
this, dude.
Another pod. Parkade Pals. Episode 2 with my wonderful co-host, Parkade Pal 1.
Yep. Welcome, Parkade.
Whose name had to be censored in the previous episode.
This fuck could not control himself.
And to be fair, we were going for like an hour and 15 minutes perfectly fine. I was almost done.
To be fair, I haven't watched the entire thing, which is probably bad because by the time we're filming this, it's already up, right? It's public?
No. I said 6 p.m. it'd be public.
I said 6 a.m. and I convinced you with my awesome rapping. Anyways, not the point. So, welcome back, Parkies. This is episode 2 of Parkade Pals.
Yeah.
Or Podcast Pals, depending on who you ask.
It's not Podcast Pals. If you say Podcast Pals, they'll fucking doss you.
Last episode, we did it in the dead of night, and it was raining like fucking hell.
Audio should be a little better this time without the constant hiss of just like the
And
rain
now that
hitting
we
the Parkade.
know not to fucking face away from the mic and be stupid,
Sorry.
we're not going to do that anymore.
I'm
So
gonna
maybe
grab some
audio's
napkins, so yeah.
maybe audio's going to be a bit better.
And
Anyways,
we have the Zoom mic, so...
I will introduce the episode. Welcome. It's episode 2. Honestly, I don't really have a lot to do, but I don't have like topics or anything. But yeah, I guess as we always do, we start with small talk. So once Parkade Pal 0 gets over here, we'll start with small talk. Other than that, I think the first video went well.
We had a cameo for that one security guy.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen again, but it probably will.
That'll probably happen a lot the more we film here.
Yeah, we're planning on doing this for a year, weekly uploads. I have a trip planned in August, so I don't know how realistic that's going to be. But we'll figure it out.
Usually, I mean, the goal was to record every single one on Saturday, just because I felt like that would be...
I have a feeling we
good
might get
time.
drained, though, but you never know. It's only weekly. It shouldn't be that hard.
I mean, today I was like, fuck, I got a bus all the way an hour.
Also, I should explain
to
the context.
uni.
We are, like, weirdly pressed for time and how
We are
plan
very
this,
busy.
because two people here, the two people hosting the podcast, and the guy behind the camera,
There is no guy behind
do
the camera.
not
It's
know
just
how
me.
to fucking plan anything.
Yeah, our schedule is fucked. We have to meet up with somebody
After this,
like literally right after this. We have
and
an hour.
neither of us have a car.
No.
Luckily, the transit system in Calgary is good, but
Luckily, I'm very quick on my feet.
anyways,
Just gonna run
as always, we start with small talk. So, Parkade Pal 0, would you like to start us off with some small talk? How was your week?
Let's talk about what. Yeah, let's just start with how our weeks were. My week was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done too much. I had to learn how to edit.
And you did such a good job.
It was so good. It's so bad. To be fair, there's not much to edit.
No.
My dream is that it's minimalist. So
And minimalist it was. If you watch
Yeah.
the first video, you'll know. And if you're watching this one right now, you know the quality fucking sucks. You didn't have to stretch the res or anything. Like that
I
was
didn't
not-
stretch the res.
I'm not that long usually. I'm not that tall.
That's
as
how
it
For
appears.
some reason, this camera. So the camera doesn't actually have its resolutions listed unless it's in the owner's manual, and I haven't seen the owner's manual, so
You can okay.
I haven't bothered. However, it has low quality, standard definition, and high quality. Now, in 2010, high quality was 720p,
Yeah.
which is 1280 by 720. That's the actual resolution. This is not that. This is 16 something by 1080
Yeah.
or something, and it's still like high definition. I seriously don't know what was going on with the definitions, but it's really,
Anyways.
really weird.
Yeah, you learned how to edit, so that was probably fun. Did it all in Blender.
Did a midterm earlier this week, Tuesday. I had a test. and a midterm for separate classes. And
I assume they went well.
sorry, I'm still hungry and we're still busy. We actually don't have time to eat after this. The midterm, I don't know how it went. He was still grading them by Thursday, so I didn't get to find out. I got an A on the other test, which was nice. I got 95.67, and I have no fucking clue
That's crazy.
how I did that. I probably got like a 3-part answer, like 1 part wrong, and it just like tipped it off. But
Probably, yeah. Has to be like that.
yeah,
Nonetheless.
that's pretty much all I've done, though. Haven't done much else. I spent damn near 6 hours at a library rendering the original video because I was doing it on my laptop.
Fucking dumb.
And I think that I set the render settings a little too high, because each frame would take like 5 milliseconds to render, which is like kind of a lot for 280,000 frames.
Anyways, that's not all you did, and that's boring. Talking about video stuff is boring. What we actually both did the day after we recorded the first episode was I was peer pressured into hanging out with a group of fucking Lucy's.
Oh,
And
my friends, yeah.
yeah, you mentioned it in the video, but the peer pressure did work. So
We didn't pressure like into smoking or anything. I mean, fuck. All right,
yeah,
that'll be
this
censored.
is you are terrible. You didn't pressure Parkade Pal 1.
We did not pressure Parkade Pal 1 into smoking, because obviously that's really
Anyways.
fucked up and you shouldn't do that.
I did want to talk about that briefly because obviously we were both there, so it isn't like something that we can really discuss much of. But how was your time?
I had fun. I'm
Yeah.
just glad to know that I'm the big fish at the fucking poker table when it comes to my friend group.
You did win pretty fucking handedly. I will admit, you did play good. I'd like to preface that
Don't gamble, by the way.
what happens in the Parkade stays in the Parkade. And I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I didn't want to say it then because I didn't want to be rude or anything. I didn't have that fun of a time, all things considered. Like, it was okay
We're doom-scrolled, though.
hanging with friends and playing, like, poker and everything. But, man, that garage
What do you mean it was sick?
What was
You've clearly
what
never
was
had,
sick
like-
about it?
you've
For
clearly-
context, there was a single table,
You've clearly grown up different than we have.
6 like fucking scrapyard chairs that like looked like they lived a lifetime, and
That's a vibe. That's a vibe,
the
dude.
entire garage smelled like fucking beer and cigarettes and just bad entirely.
God forbid you have a fun time.
I had to stop myself from gagging when I first entered the fucking building, genuinely.
Really? It's that
Because I didn't want to
disgusting?
look like a bitch, but I am. So that's just
I
how it
love
works.
the smell, dude. It's
The-
it's the perfect, like, fucking shitty garage poker game vibe. You know what I'm talking about. The fucking Rush Hour 1, back of the fucking salon. He walks in there, and there's a guy running the fucking game.
It was bad.
It was fucking awesome, dude.
And what really peeved me off, I didn't notice it until after. I mean, I did notice it like halfway through. I was wearing a cute skirt, and I was down there. I accidentally rubbed my knee against the table just a little bit, and there's fucking black tar.
Yeah, it's all the resin
the skirt.
from the joints.
I tried to like get that shit off. I put it in
They
the
don't
washer as
clean,
soon
dude.
as I
It's
got
kind of
home.
disgusting.
No, it doesn't come off in the wash. I'm gonna have to fucking bleach that bitch. I just, as an experiment, put my nose to it. It smelled like I was there again.
You were there. It's like PTSD. It's like
was
Normandy.
So fucking strong. I almost like gagged after putting my nose up to it. So that skirt's probably going to be irreparably damaged
Oh,
because
I
bleach
couldn't-
tends to damage things. And I'm kind of pissed about that,
I'm
but like not
sorry.
enough to hold a grudge.
You can still wear it. Just don't smell your knees.
It's not like a big blotch, but like it's black
There's a
in comparison to a
landmine.
white and yellow skirt.
If it's white though, bleaching it's not going to be a big deal. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's the white and yellow floral.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm not
It'd be
pissed.
fine if you just
The
like.
actual hanging out part was fun. Like everyone there was like pretty chill. And,
I mean,
like,
we know
pretty
everyone
fun.
there. We've been friends for a while.
But like the actual experience I can tell that they didn't clean that. I could tell that they didn't clean
should've-
anything there because I lifted up the fucking bottle, like, can that they had, and there was just, like, beer on the or there was alcohol on the ground or whatever the fuck the
There's
right
so much
was.
beer there. It's so funny. It's just like a fucking trash pit of like substances and vices.
I probably won't show up for another time, but
We
you
can,
never
but we just won't hit the garage. We'll hit like the backyard for you.
But once again, whatever happens in the parkade stays in the parkade. Okay?
I won't tell anyone, but I'll just say
If they
like,
find this channel, then
well, Arthur
fuck.
knows about the channel. I linked him it.
You fucker! We did this whole thing where you were like, we're only telling one person each. Actually, no, I said that I'm gonna tell my boyfriend, and he was like, okay, well...
Well, you also told your parents,
Don't
bitch.
do that. How do you know?
You told me.
Did I tell you? Okay.
I'm fucking
And I
omniscient.
haven't even told my boyfriend, by the way. You told your best friend.
I told Grace.
You told Grace.
I told.
And-
Okay, how much of your family knows?
My dad. That's literally...
Hey, your dad knows, and your boyfriend's gonna know.
He's gonna know, but he
Grace
doesn't
knows?
fucking know yet.
Grace knows, okay,
Okay. Well, Arthur...
and Arthur knows, and my dad knows, and my dad doesn't give a fuck. He barely counts.
Arthur,
He
if
doesn't
you're
go online.
if you're gonna be fucking watching this, I guess, I'm sorry. The experience was fun, like playing poker and everything was fun.
We could shift channels. We could make a new channel.
The actual, like, what actually happened, not the.
Yeah, it's kind of squalor. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a hurricane fucking hit it. But
Honestly, if we just played in like their living room, that would have been way better.
I kind of caught up. I mean, you can still have a joint in there.
Oh no!
Okay, the garage is meant to be disgusting. The
Nonetheless.
living room's meant to be clean. You live there. It's the living room.
Whatever. I'm not gonna belabor the point too much because I do have other things to talk about as well. But that was immediately after Saturday. It feels like it was longer, but
Well, I mean, it was about a week ago. About a week ago. Yeah, you fucking get it.
anyways, so
That's my co-host chat.
yeah. What else went on during the week? Oh, big update. I mean, not really a big update, but something I'm trying out that's new. I spent an exorbitant amount of money. Can you guess on what?
Clothes.
No, I did spend money on clothes, but I spent like $39 on clothes. In fact, the clothes
Skincare
I'm wearing right
routine.
now. No. I spent $165 on makeup because I'm getting into makeup.
I was gonna say it's got to be something with your appearance. There's no other way to burn that much money in a week.
So expensive.
Oh yeah, dude.
Luckily, I got like my.
When I used to do like the clown cosplays, like the clown and mime dress up for like Halloween,
Yeah.
that shit, the foundation itself was like $20 to get like
well,
the really good clown.
Yeah, if you're getting like really good. I bought the cheapest brand that they
Yeah.
had at my local drugstore.
Shoppers, shout out
No, I don't have
Canada,
a Shoppers near me.
shout
I
out
have a
London Drugs.
Nonetheless, Jesus Christ, it was expensive, but it's something that I'm really actually quite excited for and something that I'm super gonna get into. I'm obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I'm not wearing makeup right now. I haven't really,
I couldn't tell. Beauty.
I haven't really tried that out yet. But what happened that was kind of funny while I was
It's gonna be
shopping
ugly,
there-
by the way. I'm just gonna let you know that you will fuck up.
I know. I'm expecting to fuck up, but I just want to do it as much as possible.
Learn eyeliner. That's like the big thing.
Anyways,
If you learn eyeliner and mascara, that shit will fucking carry you.
I know. Anyways, what happened there was kind of funny. So I'd never bought makeup before. I know very little about makeup. I know just like the bare minimum, like stuff you need, and like the basics on how to do stuff with makeup. And so I was in person in London Drugs, just kind of standing, because like they separate
Just
the shelves
hoping
based
some
off
like
of brands.
someone would come by and help you.
No, because like the thing is, I don't know if you've ever shopped for makeup before. It is so overwhelming.
There's a
Even if you-
gajillion colors.
Even if you know what you're looking for, the fucking wall is just like palettes.
yeah,
It's fucking
and you went to London
sticks.
Drugs too. Go to fucking Sephora. It's like quadruple that.
I could not handle myself in a Sephora. Nonetheless, I was able
Ask
to,
Gemma what you
after
need.
spending like 45 minutes in the fucking London Drugs, I managed to get all the things. But before that, like half an hour in, just standing there and like picking things off slowly after reading like enough of the things on there. One of the people that run the like cosmetic section at London Drugs came up to me and asked me to follow her and that she was going to give me like free samples. She worded it in a better way. I'm really bad at like.
Yo, follow me to the back.
No,
follow me to the back.
so I was like, oh,
We're gonna stuff her
okay,
to soup.
free samples. I'll take anything that's free. I followed her over, and she showed me like a standy like sign, with a QR code on it, and she was like, "There's this like new thing. It's like a fucking app where you can scan your face and it'll tell you like what skincare products you need or something." And so
It's been a thing for a while.
I awkwardly stood there, scanned the QR code, it brought me to a website, and took a picture of my face, and I had to input what type my skin was. I had to input a lot of information. I really don't know what purpose the picture served, but whatever, doesn't matter. Anyways, I input the information that was basically all of it, and it recommended me like a lot of very expensive like skincare products. But the nice lady there looked at it and was like, "Okay, I'll give you a couple samples here." One was a serum, one was a sunscreen,
Sunscreen.
and one was just like one of those like nothing burger products that are literally just like it's snake oil. It's snake oil, I think.
What's it called?
I forget.
'Cause I can tell you if it is or not.
It's like I think it's like a filter.
For what, air? What the fuck do
No,
you
for
mean?
your skin. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's snake oil. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me if I'm like.
It's a filter and it's snake oil.
I think it's snake oil. Anyways,
It's like a
nonetheless.
fucking car filter.
Nonetheless, it came in like a little packet. Nonetheless, very nice lady. Turns out they don't do, or at least at London Drugs, they don't let you they don't have testers for makeup anymore.
No.
That's bad because I needed to test foundation.
Sephora
I needed
will let
to
you.
test setting powder.
Sephora will let you.
I would have to go to Sephora.
Sephora will let you. Bite the bullet, go to like fucking Sunridge, hit up
I could,
Sephora.
but that's like way further than the London Drugs.
Yeah, way further. But
Spoiler, I don't live near Sunridge. I would never choose to live near Sunridge, ever. Anyways, so yeah, that was something that I did. Pretty
their Best
fun.
Buy fucked me.
I am
Don't
going
go to the Sunridge Best Buy.
I'm gonna learn.
They fucked me.
I'm gonna learn makeup, and I'm gonna hopefully get good at it, and I'm gonna see if it's something that's for me. That is something that I like. And then the last thing that I did, literally yesterday, because I wanted to get this out for the video. Here's a little crow update.
I was gonna say, I said you'd have weekly crow updates.
Exactly. So Gloria didn't do much after encountering the fox that I mentioned last time. She hobbled over to the backyard of a house and investigated like an old rusty shed.
Yeah.
The prompt was not this at all, by the way, but so okay, how about this? The prompt that I generated from pulling the cards was you find a cryptic like set of sticks and twigs, and it lets you generate a new objective. Objectives are basically how you level
Build an
up, right?
nest. Build a nest.
So
Have children.
I pulled an objective. I was like, sure, that's sick. That's a cool like thing. The objective is your current nest is destroyed by a bad storm. Fucking find it gives you a location to find a new nest, basically, right? Or to build a new nest. How the fuck do you do that with sticks and twigs, right? So
What do you
instead,
mean? That's what birds do all the time.
well, yeah, but
They, like,
how do
weave
you
them.
how do you write that? Like, I see twigs and I know that a storm is gonna happen and destroy my nest. Like,
Oh, I guess you don't have omniscience. I
Exactly.
thought that the storm already happened. No.
well, but I couldn't have done that based off of where I was. Anyways, so what I did instead was I painted an entire scene with Gloria entering a shed in this backyard that had like an
She had
old
chairs.
fucking CRT and like terribly like terrible computer, and I had her interpret the symbols of a weather website. And it was a lot more like in depth and everything, and I wrote it a lot better than I'm explaining it now. But I was able to work it around, and that's basically what happened to her yesterday.
I had a.
She's gonna solve the child thing soon, I promise.
I have a hypothetical.
Sure.
This was posed on my midterm by my professor to me,
Uh-huh.
and it was a bonus question. It's at the very end of the midterm. I thought it was really
Sure.
interesting. And it'll segue me into my next topic. Basically, the hypothetical is all it said was on the midterm was, Bonus question. This was posed by a lady at a diner that I frequent. You are a being with powers. You have created the earth, all living things on the earth, like grass, everything,
Yeah.
right? Basically Genesis. You're not God, because you haven't created everything, right? You didn't make like the whole universe.
Earth.
But you made Earth. You made everything on Earth.
Yeah.
You know that once you make humans, it's inevitable, you must make humans. You know that once you make humans, they will actively participate in the destruction of this planet and the harm of other life on this planet to obviously a greater degree than any other animal has. What is your justification for making humans?
What's the justification?
Well, how would you, as that being, justify making humans that are going to destroy this planet? Or actively participate, rather?
Well, I would argue, when it comes to creation, how do you justify making anything? Like, just as normal humans, how do you justify creating
You
anything?
must give a justification, and you must make humans.
But how do you justify creating the Earth? I would argue that there is no justification.
You can just, that's what I said. But you can argue the Earth by just saying, oh, I wanted to make the Earth. I wanted
to
animals.
make humans.
But why would you want to make something that destructive? That's a good argument. You want to. Entertainment was a very
Why would
common...
you make something to destroy
When he was...
in the first place?
When he was talking about the midterm on Thursday rather.
Yeah.
He mentioned entertainment was a common thread that showed up just because you want to, just because you feel like it. I wrote that
I was going to say maybe to build again, destroy the Earth so you can make another one.
there must be no justification in my eyes, because there is zero reason to make humans as we know it. You could make them kinder, you can make them more conscious of their environment.
Well,
If you are making humans, you can choose. There's no justification for making humans how they are, right? And my only justification was that, well, hopefully the collective intelligence of humanity can correct the oversight that is making humans, right? Because I can't view a possible justification with the hindsight that you know, or I guess the foresight, that you know it's going to happen. Another thing I was thinking of was I was having this argument with Devin and Arthur, and they couldn't necessarily find a justification other than the fact that, well, other animals already kill other animals, which I think is such a stupid point, because at the end of the day, it boils down to my next talking point, which is human ego and how ego permeates all. Okay?
Is this just an excuse to talk about pirate software again?
No, but it could be. Human ego permeates all. I firmly believe this. Every facet of human life is dictated by humanity's collective ego. And I'll tell you why. Okay?
Sure.
There is... People assume that humanity killing the entire planet as a whole is similar to a lion killing a gazelle, or like a mouse killing a cat, a cat killing a mouse.
That would be kind of sick.
Jacked
Even
fucking
Goliath.
mouse. Even Goliath. And it's we for some reason deem ourselves as, oh, well, it must be the same, when in reality it's very clearly not, right? We kill animals in the fucking countless amounts, and we do it in cruel and terrible ways, right?
Okay.
We kill animals countlessly with the knowledge that they're feeling that pain, with the knowledge that they're distressed. The lion doesn't know that. The lion doesn't know the gazelle's scared for its life. It might know it's scared, but it doesn't understand the gravity of the situation. Humans do, yet we persist anyway. We are worse than the animals in every particular way when it comes to killing another animal. We are fundamentally worse, at least at the point we are now. You could argue when we lived in caves we had no choice, and it was different. We were closer to nature than we are now.
But does the knowing matter? Does that
I believe
make
the
us
knowing
better
matters.
or worse?
If I was a mindless being just doing one task, and I killed somebody who got in the way of that task, it's much less reprehensible. You know, if a machine kills somebody, it's like whatever, yeah, it's a tragic accident for that person. But if a person kills another person, now there's a villain. Now there's an evil, like, actor in the mix.
I don't necessarily fully disagree with you, but I would argue that creatures on this very planet have committed genocides that are relatable.
None nearly as targeted and as disgusting as the ones that humans have been able to
I would
commit.
say one that is very targeted. Do you want me to go in? So, trees committed one of the largest genocides ever on this planet, called the Devonian extinction.
Oh, is that where the third stage of life died? Like
Maybe.
there's flora,
I don't
fauna, and then there's a third one.
But trees, at a point in Earth before.
They've been around for a while.
I don't know the time frame.
I don't
but
remember a time without them.
Relatively, either before or during some kind of human thing. Either way, the point is, what happened is trees needed a way to survive and stuff, and it was a contest of fighting for light, right? Who could get the highest to get all of the light that
Different
was
strategy for
because
that.
anything at the bottom just dies, right?
Yeah, you need light to make your energy.
So what trees did that other plants didn't do is they evolved something called lignin. I don't know if you know anything about lignin,
Ligma.
but lignin is a special kind of thing called a polymer. You know polymers, they're like plastics and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's what's in your clothes.
Normal polymers, like the plastic that's in my clothing, are built in straight repeating
They're like lattices,
chains,
right?
Yeah, very repeatable, very normal chains. Lignin is also a polymer, but in a different way. It is an unpredictable polymer where it basically repeats at random points, at random points on the original polymer chain, and it repeats and goes on forever. So an enzyme, where an enzyme could easily break up a normal polymer in my clothes, your normal polymer is not going to be able to do that with lignin, right? So lignin became this very important chemical that basically set trees to a point where no creature living on the earth at that time could break it apart by eating it or destroying it, right?
Therefore, all the herbivores that lived off of trees died.
Termites can't. You think of termites as being able to destroy bark and wood, right? They don't actually do it. They just carry bacteria.
They don't just bite it really hard, no.
And stuff, and the bacteria is what's able to do it.
Fucking chew it
Fungi
up.
is the best at breaking up lignin, but that's not the point. Nonetheless, trees, because they're so big like that, took a lot of resources. They put a lot of phosphorus into the ground. Overall, they outcompeted basically everything and killed a vast amount of ocean life, of ground life, of life in general.
Dude, another
They
tree W.
genocided.
Holy shit.
They genocided a lot of living creatures, and I would argue we do the same.
What I'll say about that
The action is the same.
The tree is probably one of the dumbest living things on earth.
Hey,
It does not think.
take that
It
back.
does not feel.
All my trees in the chat, tell him he's wrong.
They're gonna start fucking. We're gonna see them shift closer. From the trees in the background are gonna
By the way, entirely stolen from Hank Green.
most of
I learned
everything you
about
do.
that.
Even being gay, you just took from fucking Hank Green.
Anyways, so why?
I'd argue
Why is it
that it does matter because the knowledge that what you're doing is wrong is important. People forgive kids for being fucking assholes 24/7 because they don't have the development otherwise. They might be disciplined,
Okay.
but there's a sense of you must give them some leeway because they don't know any better, right? People, full-grown fucking people do. I know very much better.
I would argue that in and of itself, saying that the thinking matters, is a form of human ego in and of itself.
Well, I
Why?
can prove
We're the
thinking
only
matters.
thing that thinks we're the only thing on this planet that we can prove that thinks on the level that we do. So
No other
saying
animal
that it's
is
important
capable of Aristotelian logic.
is like a human centric point of view as well.
Well, that's what I mean. Ego permeates all. I'm not immune to that, right? Every argument people brought up against, for creating humans, every justification for creating humans was, humans built all of this cool stuff. That only benefits you. First and foremost, that only benefits the other humans, including yourself.
Yep.
Human ego. That's what that answer is. It's you think that these creations are important enough to the planet as a whole, which is an absurd take. The planet will be fine with or without them, and the only thing that it benefits or harms is humans. Well, it harms all other life, but the only thing that it benefits is humans, and even some humans are harmed by it. You can't justify it by saying, oh, well, we built all of this. Okay, so you justify it by saying, well, other animals do bad things. Other animals kill things. Well,
Trees do.
yeah, trees do. But I've never heard of trees putting a hole in the fucking ozone layer the size of Antarctica. I've never heard of trees making nuclear bombs.
Well,
I've never heard
actually,
of trees
they-
fucking creating oil spills.
That form of trees, the Devonian extinction that I talked about, the method
Put a
of
fucking hole in
extinction.
the ozone.
No, the mechanism of the extinction was a reverse of the greenhouse effect. There was no greenhouse effect, and you know what killed all of those things? Cold. It wasn't just like a lack of light, but trees being in that much abundance, believe it or not,
Makes cold. Yeah.
it absorbs a lot of CO2.
UV.
It absorbs a lot of the greenhouse gases that we rely on for the greenhouse effect. That's what killed. They do affect the thing is.
But it's so much more reasonable for the unthinking animal, the functional machine, right?
Yeah.
It's a biological machine, really. It functions very similarly to one too, right? It pumps the stuff out of the soil and it fuels itself off of sunlight. Like, it is very much a biological machine.
Yeah.
And because of that, I could argue it's unthinking. It does not care. It does not do anything out of malice. It does not participate in the destruction knowing that it is destroying. It is participating in the destruction because the one thing that it knows is to survive, right? That is the one thing it has. We as humans, the tree does not know that it's killing other animals. It knows that it's doing better than it did before, but it does not know that that's because it's killing things. It has no understanding of that.
But that knowledge is inherently human. If
That
someone
knowledge
was
is inherent to many more animals than just humans. The act of killing is in many animals. The act
Yes.
of knowing that you've killed something and that it is dying, it is dead, is inherent to many animals. Any carnivore has it.
Yeah, but-
only people feel the gravity, and only people decide to keep going after feeling that gravity.
or some people feel the remorse.
They
That's
feel the
also a human
remorse.
thing that's
However,
exclusively
I'd
human.
argue that
Maybe not exclusive.
Let's say I'm vegan and I follow the veganism movement. I'm against the consumerism of animals. I'm against them being traded and sold supply and demand, right? I'm against them being a product. Okay, well, what do? I use electricity. Electricity is dug out of the ground in coal. Coal pollutes our planet and kills animals. Next,
I would argue that
I
that's
drive
a
my
similar-
car. If my car's electric, the same principles apply. If my car runs on diesel, it's even worse. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can go forever because humanity is built off of killing this planet. That is what humanity is built off of. We would not have gotten here if the planet did not take a few hits for us to make it here. Right? Mm-hmm. Also, it's a fun thing that I like to think about, that everything on Earth was already here, so the planet doesn't get heavier. Because it was already all here. So,
It only gets lighter, actually, when we send things up into space. Anyways, I would argue from a point that
So I believe there's no justification for humans.
is entirely removed from this sense of ego, because from the perspective of a creator, or from the perspective of a cold, unfeeling universe, why are we here? Why is the Earth here? Why is anything here? It doesn't matter. Things do things because they want to survive.
You're
because
existentialist?
fundamentally,
No inherent meaning to life?
fundamentally,
I believe so.
if you give a biological system a reward system, they will chase that reward system. They will grow, they will evolve to get more of that reward system. If reproduction, which is the case for basically all creatures on Earth, is that reward system, then they will chase it no matter what. I would argue that humans in this cold system we've created is no different. I think the only thing that makes us different is the ability, is recursion, is the ability to look at ourselves, think about it, think about how we're egotistical, think about how we're great, think about how we're bad, think about how all of that. That's the only thing that makes it different. And that isn't any more important than any of the other creatures on the planet.
About
It's just as
recursion.
arbitrary as anything else.
About recursion, I was talking to my friend about it in psych recently, because I was talking about how you were talking about it. And I was also talking to Kaylee in the Discord server. We play CS together. I think you've been in call with her a few times. But her. And we were talking about it. And I was talking about how, well, like the recursion thing, I have some issues with it because other animals are self-aware, right? And I was like, how do I actually know that? Because I didn't know how they did the test. I looked it up. It's really funny. They put a mark on the animal, like a dot on the animal or anything on the animal, and they show the animal in a mirror.
Yeah,
and if the animal touches themselves, it's a sign of understanding.
Crows pass that test.
Yeah, so do chimps. It's really funny. They just kind of look like, they figure it out.
Yeah.
They can tell that it's them. They have the knowledge that it's them. And a lot of animals fail it. They just swat at the mirror, or they don't know what's going on. Like bears don't know what's going on. They're just like, oh.
It's interesting, but like fundamentally, like this is all philosophical, and that's how you get down to it.
Philosophy
and
itself is built on human ego.
Our impact on the Earth matters no more than anything else in this cold, unfeeling universe. It doesn't matter more. But what does matter is our experience, our way that we move throughout the world, right? What does matter is how we experience the world. Because, and yes, like you could perceive this absolutely from a sense of ego. Because if you take ego down to its most basic form, to what Freud originally thought ego was, that's just the way that we perceive the world. So yeah, how could anything not be manifested via ego if the only way we can see the world is through our own lens? Of course everything looks like it's ego because we are humans. We are invested in our own success. We're invested in everything. How do you know that that experience isn't the same for like a cat or like a tree? How do you know that they don't have ego?
I don't know that they don't have ego. And I'd argue that there's probably proof that they do have ego, right?
Those fucking bastards, this egotistical bastards.
I'd argue there's a lot of proof. They show themselves to be proud of achievements. They show themselves to have confidence that you can diminish or raise. There's something in there. There's some personal ego. You can give animals depression. You can ruin their confidence. You can instill that in the animal, and you can also get rid of it. You can also make them more confident, right? Like these are findable things that you can do. And because of that, I'd argue that those animals do have ego. But I'd argue that human ego is probably the worst of them all. Because ego this size, coupled with all we've done, coupled with all of the intelligence we have, makes it much worse. Because, I mean, look around you.
But why is it worse? This is something that any species would have done given what we have.
Yes, I just hope that other species know better than to kill the planet.
Other species' knowledge means nothing more than any other thing in the universe. We are on this rock together and alone at the same time.
Like, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I don't care what's going on Saturn. I don't care what's going on
I do. Saturn's pretty sad.
in the fucking Kepler belt. It doesn't matter to me, fundamentally. Mm-hmm. What matters to me is what we're doing here. So although, yes, we are nothing... What? What time is it? Although we are nothing,
we are also everything.
We are everything, yeah. And that is egotistical.
But what I'm arguing is I don't think that that's bad. Because how could it be any different? It can't be any different because our ego is how we experience everything. Our ego is how we... our ego is our bias, and our bias will always be...
You know what Camus would say?
Us.
You are not the experience. You are the subject of the experience.
You're the experience.
You are the universe's way of experiencing itself. You are the subject of the experience. The experience does not exist without you. The experience does not exist without the mind.
But what does the thing that's here matter?
Your flesh suit. your automaton.
What does anything here matter? Because the experience, like, this is an argument for why conversations on free will are meaningless. Because what does it matter? Free will is real to me. Free will is an experience that I perceive to be experienced. What does it matter that I don't actually have free will? What does it matter if it's an illusion, right? It is real, and it's real inside of me. So I am the experience.
Whoa, freaky.
My free will is defined by the fact that I think I have it.
Well, one of Camus' arguments is that your experience is only possible because you are here. But the experience as a whole is uncaring to all of Earth. It's uncaring to humanity. It's his point of view is it's, once again, egotistical to view yourself as the experience. I am so special that this universe itself is simply my experience.
Yeah.
Not that you are the experience of the universe. Not that the universe just sits there and it watches itself.
Once again, how could it be otherwise? We can't tear ourselves in third person. We have to proceed from first.
You could spend your entire life past the point of cognition, assuming you're not like a Benjamin Button scenario. Well, once you get to the understanding, you can live the rest of your life thinking of yourself in the third person, and you can spend your whole life doing that.
I don't think it's possible.
You can do that.
I don't think fundamentally...
You never have to think about yourself in the first person. You can stay at the level of consciousness that is third person thinking. It comes very early in development. 12-year-olds can do it, right? Kids can do it. Elementary schoolers can do it. You can put yourself in another person's shoes. You can think about yourself from an outside view.
But I would argue
you do that all the time.
That's not... I think that's second person, actually. When you're talking about somebody else, I would argue,
you can view yourself from a third person
I would argue that a human experience can have third person elements, but the fundamental basis is you're perceiving it from your perspective, and everything is your perspective. How do we know that this fucking thing over here is yellow? How do we know that this bar is yellow?
We don't.
You do.
Yellow
you
is
know it's yellow.
scientifically provable.
But you know it's yellow because you can see that motherfucker.
Oxygen could be a hallucinogenic, and none of what we're seeing could be how it appears to be.
Yeah. I don't know.
This paint could all be different colors, and no one would ever be the wiser.
I will absolutely agree with you that ego is present
Permeates
in every part of our life.
We are a membrane, and it's just ego all the way down. Fuck you, pirate software, bitch ass.
But I don't think that matters because our experience defines. Our experience matters, not
to
the
you.
Fact that.
And only to you, and maybe to your loved ones.
Can't be right or wrong. Our experience is just our experience. It's how we live our life. Without it, there would be nothing. So yeah. Anyways, that's kind of fucked though. That's very existential, I will say.
Why would you create humans?
Honestly,
right? And if you can't think of a reason, well then why do humans exist?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. I think that premise definitely does help. I think that humans don't deserve to exist. If you take yourself in a perspective
you certainly didn't earn it.
Of a creator that is unbiased and
we walked ass backwards into this position.
Does not have ego. There's no reason for humans to exist. But I deny the premise that means that humanity is bad. I accept that on the premise that that's just because we are biased. We are cradled in a form of fundamental bias that we cannot escape. That is ego. That is our perspective. You can frame it in a nicer way, that being, our perspective, but it's the same thing. We are us because we are awesome, and we cannot be anything else. Other than fish.
How strange it is to be anything at all. You know where that's from, by the way?
Undertale.
No, from a YouTube comment section about a guy talking about how he's gay for Edward Cullen.
And honestly, I'm not, but
how strange. He's so pale, and he sparkles in the sunlight. That'd be so fucking annoying.
I hate Twilight with a burning passion.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
I wanted to ask you.
You haven't seen
do you want to take a brief intermission to check the camera, by the way, to see if it's still rolling? Because it would be real embarrassing if we've been going for 43 minutes and
She's still recording. It's probably a different file, but she's still recording.
Cool. Alrighty then. Well, I guess we can keep going for a little bit. We're 43 minutes in, but nonetheless, I wanted to ask you. Maybe this can be a segment. It probably won't be, but I was just curious. What is your
and I've done my food.
From any level, it just has to be under the topic of science. What is your podcast pal Zero's favorite science fact?
Favorite science fact?
Just a fact about science. It doesn't have to be like an assertion. It just has to be a fact about science. What's your favorite and why?
My favorite fact. I mean, I guess it's not a science fact in the traditional way, but my favorite fact would probably be that most planets spin a certain direction. I believe it's clockwise. The
Milky Way spins a certain direction.
Yeah, most things in the universe, most objects spin counterclockwise. Some, like I believe Venus, spins the other way. Nobody knows why. The spin had to come from somewhere.
I'm sure there's explanations, but nothing.
There's no concrete explanation yet. All we know is that the spin came from somewhere. Presumably the Big Bang had some form of rotational energy, because you can't go from, you know,
what's
it's not how it works. You can't just generate spin from nowhere, right?
You know what's interesting about that, though? We assume that the universe is uniform in its laws of physics, but why do we assume that? Why do we assume that...
There is an outside of the universe, considering the universe is growing.
Why
so I don't know what's going on over there.
Why do we assume that the speed of light is the same in every single direction? Why do we assume that? That spatially it can't be going faster or slower. It wouldn't make any difference from our perspective, but why can't we assume that there is a universal preference to spin one way? Why? That it's easier entropically for...
It might be.
For a mass to have rotational energy
All we
one way,
know,
not the other.
what we know from Earth is that functionally there's no difference, right? If you spin something 10 kilometers a second left and 10 kilometers a second right, or up or down, or whichever angle you want to, it's the same amount of energy, because you're moving the same object, and in space, where there's no resistance, it's even more so the same. Because here you have wind, maybe if you're spinning with it, it's easier, right? If you're spinning the direction of the wind helps you, right? But in space, there's nothing. It's the same no matter how you want to spin the thing. And I don't know, some way, somehow, certain things spin one way, and few other things spin the other. It's much less.
That is
It's very heavily favored. I don't remember if it's clockwise or counterclockwise, but one of them is very heavily favored. I believe it's about like 80 or so % of the bodies we've observed.
I hope it's clockwise, because that's how we made clocks, and like it would be really embarrassing if it was counterclockwise.
It might be counterclockwise. I remember it being weird.
But yeah, that is a very interesting science fact. Kind of fucked that you have no explanation, but sure.
There is no explanation.
I'm sure there is. There's always an observable explanation. Liberals, get in the chat.
Well, no, you want the liberals out of the chat. It's a conservative pod.
Okay, tech guy.
I voted for Trump. I love Elon and his tick. I love how shitty he is at fucking everything.
I'm gonna put my heart out to the Parkies at home. My favorite science fact, thank you for asking, Parkade Pal Zero.
I was going to continue on mine, but okay. We'll circle back. It's okay.
Is that the force of gravity, if you accept it to be a force, is
the force asterisk of gravity.
Is the weakest fundamental force
Yep.
of any force. Exactly.
The entire collective mass of the Earth equates to less than 10 meters per second.
The force that killed the dinosaurs, the force that will kill you if you jump off of a cliff, the force that makes black holes a thing, is the weakest force out of the four fundamental forces.
If you think about it,
it just
kind of
happens.
sucks. It's super
it
inefficient.
just really, really, really happens that if you accept it as a force, it is the longest distance force ever.
It's infinite, presumably.
So technically is all of the other fundamental forces, but they work, they drop off much more exponentially.
Gravity is interesting.
Like, for example,
we have the equation. Like, you can do the math on how much, like, that fucking new planet that the guy in Toronto found, the fucking super Earth that orbits a binary star system. It's so fucking cool. They found it at, I think it was University of Vancouver is where they found it. But they were taking pictures of a very far away binary star system. And it is, I believe, a neutron star that orbits around a dwarf star. Or like a red dwarf star. It might be, I know it's one really big star and one small star, and they orbit around each other. It's super interesting. And just out of nowhere, he got so lucky that when he took the picture, the first picture had nothing, and the second picture in the bottom fucking right, it was like Outer Wild when you find the stranger. There was like a picture in the bottom right that was the planet, and they managed to get more photos of it. It's this massive red planet that is potentially older than the universe.
Well, that's probably not true.
Probably
not.
They dated the light. Well, not older than the universe.
Well,
but older than it should be.
So
not older than the universe.
Probably just means there's a significant measurement error or something you don't understand.
Well, no. Basically, what people think, what astronomers are kind of talking about, is their fundamental misunderstanding of the beginning of the universe that we have. Because as it stands, that thing, the universe is 13.5 billion years old? Oh, maybe a tad older? Maybe, like, give or take a billion or so?
What was the...
that thing's like 12 billion. Or like...
There's a constant that tells that.
There's that thing's 13 billion years old. It should not exist. Stars at the time were just forming. There was not nearly enough star cycles for planetary mass to be matter to be made.
Yep.
Right? It is damn near as old as you can be. Yet it exists. Yet it's a planet. It's not a star. It's not just a really old star. It is a planet.
We have been here before. Like, this is a thing that has definitely happened. And usually, when you find something that violates what you think it is, usually it's something that you're missing. Like with dark matter.
Yeah.
Like the fact that nobody knew how the Milky Way was spinning. Was spinning just as fast on the edges as it was in the center.
Yeah, shouldn't work.
Dark matter is the proposed solution, but we don't know the fuck about dark matter yet. But anyways, gravity being the weakest force is fucked.
It's
the
horrifying.
the strong force, works in distances that you are not able to see.
It's like atomic, isn't it?
But it's also the entire reason why we are.
Yeah.
Well, more than.
I'd argue they all are the entire reason that we are. I feel like.
Gravity, we could do without it, honestly.
Really? Could you? Because you'd be on the ceiling right now.
It's.
Could you handle that?
No.
Could you?
Honestly, gravity's kind of a bitch, I will admit.
I fucking gravity so hard.
more
Like,
you-
dude,
the more you think
what goes
about
up must in fact come down. That's fucking metal. That's.
But the electromagnetic force is more why we're here, and the reason why it's chemistry. It's the reason why chemistry is a thing. But the strong force is the strongest force, and the reason why nuclear bombs are as powerful as they are. Why it looks like it's just infinite energy, because believe it or not, there's a lot of energy in those bombs.
Yeah,
it's really
there's a
strong.
lot.
It's really fucking strong.
And then you take a really high energy element and you just fucking blow everything up.
Anyways, that's what I wanted to get at.
Yeah.
We're at 51 minutes. So
Wrap
it is
up,
currently
maybe.
2:34. I think we should probably call it here,
Should wrap
Parkies.
up. We gotta
Before we do, we gotta decide a winner of the episode.
All right, let's
So
go.
I had two
They
ways.
didn't get to see it last time.
We
They
can
only
do
heard
it.
the audio.
We can do it via rock, paper, scissors, or I have another way to decide it if you want. This is ripped entirely from Distractables. So.
Like everything.
Like everything that I do. Apparently, I just rip all of my content ideas from YouTube, but whatever. We can look up the 7 deadly sins and ascribe them to each other. Whoever's more befitting of more sins is more sinful, and therefore does not deserve to win
Kill
the
the
episode.
sins.
Okay.
go.
So can you? That's recording the. You didn't. You're not even phone on you. Parkade Pal is not prepared.
I wasn't prepared. We were gonna talk
Parkade Pal 1 on the other hand.
always ready for the sin talk.
Always. Okay, well, you're taking a while.
Sorry, dude. I don't
The
know.
Parkies at home are waiting.
I don't know where I put my fucking phone. I got it.
Oh shit! Someone out there's
Someone's
dying.
in a car crash, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, so whoever has more sins loses. And there's 7, so there's no way it can break.
There's no way to tie.
Yeah, unless it's really hard to decide one, because there are some weird ones there.
All right. Ahem.
First,
There is pride or vainglory, so we're just gonna go with pride.
I think that's definitely you.
That's definitely me. We're gonna go with greed. That's definitely me.
Okay.
We're
yeah.
gonna go with lust. I think that's definitely me.
Okay, you can still win. I just have to have all of the rest.
Envy.
Envy, ooh. Okay, I'd like to say
You're quite envious.
I'm a pretty
Because
envious.
if I am, I lose.
No, am I though? I wouldn't. I get gender envy a lot of the time.
I don't get that
I
ever.
look at people and I wish that I was like them because
That's envious, dude. That's a sin. That's
Sure.
fucked up, man.
I guess I'm envious. of
Next
that.
is gluttony.
Uh,
Just the need for more and more and more and more.
yeah.
I'm fine. Actually, I'm not fine. I'm pretty gluttonous.
Yeah, no, honestly, to be fair, I do splurge on some things sometimes, but like not to an excessive amount, I would say. Like I don't have the need to like really have more and more and more. We'll do the others.
This one's up in the air. I mean, really.
yeah,
It's-
we'll do
maybe
the others,
nobody.
we'll do the
Maybe
others.
neither of us.
Yeah.
Wrath.
Wrath? Okay, well, Do the Pirate Software rant again.
Fuck you, Pirate Software. All right, and then Sloth.
I'm pretty lazy. I'm pretty
I think
fucking
Sloth
lazy.
is.
I'm pretty
I think honestly, both of us probably would be ascribed that.
What if we count up all of them together?
Okay, fine, we're tied. You win this episode. Fine.
Let's fucking go. Just know, Parkies, I'm gonna win the entire season. A year, I'm gonna have the most wins. I promise you. You can't hear that because the mic is over here. I don't know why I'm like, don't do that. Stop, dude. Stop it. Stop. Stop.
Okay, I'm cutting the video now.
Hey, future have fun editing this bullshit, you dumbass. You're fucking loser.